We would show up to the studio like 10 minutes early, and the producer wouldn't show up for like 2 hours. And we were it was always our mindset that you may out-sing us, you may outlook us, you may outdance us, but you sure as hell weren't gonna outwork us. We were gonna make sure we put in the work, so that was never something we looked back on and had a regret about. We were always gonna give it 100%. Hey, what's up, guys? We are
98 Degrees,
and you are watching
UsWeekly's Cover Story.
So what was that moment, that pinch me moment, or that moment that you realized, oh my God, we made it?
I think there's like a series of it. It's like getting signed to Motown was a huge deal, but then you realize, oh, we're at the bottom and we might not ever come out.
Yeah. So I think for us, I mean, we had Invisible Man come out in '97. Then there was all this turmoil at the label. There was even talk about us like getting shelved because a lot of times new presidents come in, they want their own roster. So like George, who Jeff just mentioned, believed in us. We did this soundtrack for Mulan for Disney. Stevie Wonder was the duet partner with us, which was, I think, so for kind of that, so like we were in this kind of purgatory between albums, between presidents. Stevie Wonder came on, we teamed up with Disney. So for me, I think that was kind of like, all right.
See, for me, I still felt like we hadn't made it then. It was a great opportunity, but I feel like our next record, we knew it was a lot of pressure on us. Like George Jackson had given us another chance. He'd give us another record to do. And for me, I remember vividly, we were in Asia touring, and I was in the hallway of our hotel, and Jeff comes out, he says, because you just went top 10. I just heard we were top 10. And for me, that was the moment I was like, wow, we've got a top 10 single on the Hot 100. Like, that's when you feel like you've kind of got some leverage and you got momentum. And so for me, that was the moment.
But then it's never like, oh, you got a top 10 single, so now it's easy, because then you're like, all right, are we gonna be a one-hit wonder? Mm-hmm. So then you got to continue to keep grinding, keep promoting, and the label has to continue to support the project. And
apparently we still haven't felt like we made it. We're still gonna keep working, guys.
Right now, doing this interview is our moment.
I think that's part of what makes us is that we do work.
Yeah.
We'll grind.
I was going to say, you feel like you need to still grind.
Yeah, we kind of call ourselves the blue collar boy band because we just keep working. We grind, we hustle.
So I think of all the things, that's what I'm most proud of, with us, is we didn't have the easiest road. We weren't put together. There wasn't some magical guy, putting the pieces in. It was us going out and grinding and singing for money and singing for food and doing the things that the kind of old school way of getting yourself discovered. I have a lot of pride in the fact that that's the way we came up and the way we did it.
I mean, you kind of talked about it, but you came up in a time where it was boy band mania. Everybody had to pick NSYNC, Backstreet, 98. Did you feel that pressure as well, or was that kind of like a media created type of thing? Did you feel that rivalry at all?
I think with us, we felt pressure amongst each other just to make it. We were pretty hard on each other because, like these guys are saying, we're blue collar guys. That's how we're raised, to work harder. And then when you get milestones, what's the next one, right? So that pressure was there. I think the media created it for us. We had already had an immense amount of pressure on us with all of the adverse situations that we had talked about. But then, now we're getting compared to groups that we didn't even feel like we were in the same lane with. Totally we thought we were more of an R&B pop group, more of a vocal sort of group, but not to disparage those groups. We love them. We're friends with all of them, but we thought we were a little bit different than them. But I think once the media started saying, well, you're like Backstreet and NSYNC, then we were like, oh, we need to be like Backstreet and NSYNC. Yeah. Do we need to start dancing now more? And
it was kind of a blessing and a curse because it was such a movement, right? There was so much momentum behind this boy band craze, and so on one hand, it was nice to get caught up in that because it provided, but it also caused the pressure, I think, for us, to Jeff's point, to feel like, do we need to try and be more like those guys, or can we stay? Because we were formed in the image of what we wanted to be, which was like Boys to Men, and even Color Me Bad, and All for One, the groups that were out at the time when we put ourselves together. So we never, in our minds, never really thought of ourselves as a boy band or even aspired to be that. We just kind of got swept up in.
But it was great to be compared to groups that were killing it.
Any regrettable moments?
Oh, every wardrobe we wore.
Many regrettable
Definitely
outfits.
the clothes.
Yes.
The Milan premiere ranks up there as one of our worst fashion moments
So many
ever.
to choose from.
Yes.
There was bad skin, there was bad outfits, a lot of bad hair. It was just a lot of bad choices.
A lot of bad choices.
Back in those. Thankfully, none that were career ending.
Right, that's a good thing.
But a lot of regrets in that category.
You are getting back on the road, starting this next chapter of your career. How excited are you to get back on the road? And what's the difference between touring now as opposed to back then?
Well, we have a different kind of take on touring now. I mean, clearly we're doing it. We love performing, but we do it in a different schedule. I mean, none of us. I mean, 3 of us are fathers. Justin has a different lifestyle. He's still living the bachelor-esque kind of lifestyle. Not really, but not as much. But not married yet. So for us, it's all right. What's the amount of time that we feel comfortable as family men being away? How can we route the tour where we are able to bring our families out, see it? So it's a different take. But yeah, we're excited to get back out on the road and get back in front of the fans. It's been a minute, and we're just happy that schedule's finally all aligned. We're able to get out there and see our people again.
But outside of the scheduling, it's way more fun. Everything about it's more fun. We're more relaxed. We enjoy it more. The fans are grown up. They enjoy it. It almost seems like they enjoy it more.
Because they're drinking now.
Yeah,
Right,
they're drinking.
they're all
of
age now,
age,
but all
they're
drink.
drinking.
Yes.
I think some of them were drinking then too.
Yes, I'm sure.
Maybe not. It's reminiscent, or it takes people back to a simpler, more innocent time.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And what's inspiring your new music then? Is that kind of taking it back to those simpler times then?
Well, for us, I think we've tried a few things that might not have been our lane. Our lane's always been successful when we stick to it, right? And you see these different things and the evolution of music, and we've tried to incorporate. Obviously, the new music has new sounds in it and stuff like that. But I think the inspiration is our old stuff, and just to put some newer flavor to it without a total departure from our style.
Yeah, we sing love songs.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, that's what we do. That's what we feel comfortable with. That's our lane. And I think that's what we're best doing.
I harken back to a time when we were trying
A little
to.
hearkening happening.